Well, hello. Welcome back, or hello if you're new here. I'm Claire. This is Purple Poppy. And because I haven't got a million and one things going on, I thought I'd start a new journal. Now, there's lots of stuff on my desk, so a bit of explanation before we start. And you may want to stop at this point and go and get yourself a drink, because this is going to be quite a long video. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit the hour today. So, I've had this book for a little while now. It came from a charity shop. As you can see, it's stained and battered. But this whole The Art of Needlecraft really called to me. And I love this design. I'm just rubbing my finger over it, trying to feel. I think that's an embossed print. We'll find out in a minute, because I'm going to try and paint it. Some people will probably think that's a bad idea because it's got some beautiful aging to it, but I think this was probably cream to start with, so that aging actually makes it look dirty in my opinion. So I want to put it apart and paint it. So we'll look at that in a minute. It's going to be a purple journal, as you can probably see. Now, I watched G from Happiness and Crafting do some fabric dyeing, something I've been meaning to do for a long time, and then I just happened to have some grapes on the side, so I jumped to and did it. Now, all of these pinks and purples, they're what came. This was originally purple and you see that one's double coloured as well. That's what came from the basic grape juice, all those purpley pink colours. Okay, and then because I happen to have some anyway, I added baking soda to it, and it went these beautiful greeny bluey teals. And this is one that's obviously got, or two that's got both colours in. So I'm going to be using all of those. I did also do this netting. You can't really see it on the eye there, but when you put it on white paper, you can actually see that it's quite a marbled pink. You can see that, and a light marbled green. I don't know whether or not I'm going to use them anyway, but so we've got all of that, and then I just rinsed it in salt solution to you know, make it stay fast, as it were. So I've got all those fabrics, so that's going to be fun. And then I've got this Digi Kit. Now this is from Paper Farms. I'll put a link on Etsy. Not on Etsy, I'm lying. Yes, no, on Etsy. Paper Farms on Etsy. And it's just to die for. I wanted a vintage purple. I believe these are supposed to be wallpapers, but I figured they could really be considered as fabrics. And as we're, you know, it's sort of sewing book, I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. They're almost a bluey purple, which I like. Yeah. And I did double side print them. So here's the other side. You see what I mean about some of them have got like a bluey tone to them, which I don't mind at all. I think I printed that one twice, haven't I? Never mind. I just think they're beautiful. So we're going to use these papers, that fabric, and we're going to use the book for the cover, and I will use obviously pages out of the book. There's some lovely images and things in there. And then I have also got this. Now I went to the charity shop and I purchased a couple of pillowcases, and this was like the decorative edge. The big pieces of fabric that I just showed you dyed, they are the rest of this pillowcase, and I just think that's awesome. It's not purple, but I'm sure we can get away with that. And this is the silk ribbon that was on the edge, so hopefully we can incorporate that and that. I've also got this, the remains of this kit that I used for a very special journal. I won't say any more about that, but I've got these left, and these are all sewing themed. So we've got those, and they're in 3 different sizes, and these come from Little Lady Paperie. I'll also put that in the description box. This, you can't have sewing without buttons. This is a page that's actually in my Ko-fi. I've done 2 as an example, and then there's the plain button cards and all of these buttons that can be used, well, any way you like, but the idea was obviously to put them onto the cards. So there's that one, and then there's these word cards that are all sewing themed, and they come from the old design shop. And then I've, whoops, that's because the fan's on. And then I've just got different papers. So this is coffee dyed, and I ironed it on a tea towel, so it's got that lovely waffle pattern on it. This is just coffee dyed. This is a thicker, different, lighter coffee dye. We've got some vellum, and then we've got some newsprint. So there's obviously not everything, but the basis of what I think I'm going to use for my kit. So I'm going to grab some paint mixing dish, palette. I don't know why I called it some anything. And then I've got some purple paint, and I've got blue just in case that purple's not exactly the right colour. And I'm going to pray that I don't ruin this, because I really wanted to keep that, but just, yeah, anyway, let's see what happens. So I'm sure you know how to do this. I have shown it many times, but in case you're not sure, I thought it made sense to do it on camera. Now normally I would open the book to the middle, so that goes way away and you can't damage it, and run the knife down the block and then take the 2 sides out. But as you can see, this one is already very damaged and weak, so I believe that that is just going to come out with one simple swipe. Yeah, just like that. Okay, so then we'll do this one. See, and look, somebody has let a child scribble on it, which is like really annoying, but there you go. Children should be taught to respect books. Anyway, let's not get on that. And you can see the way it was put together, the old-fashioned way, where there is a bind running through there. I don't know if I can peel that off and show you. This is just thin paper that's on top of gauzy net. You can see there's a bar there that goes on top of all the stitch lines, then the net, then the paper, and then it gets stuck in. So that's our book block, which is going to be more papers. Just want to trim this up with a pair of scissors so we haven't got all these rough bits. Not the best scissors in the world. I'm going to use these ones. They're just so much sharper. And what I think I might do is disconnect the 2 parts or the 3 parts. Yeah, I'm gonna disconnect them because it's quite a thick book and I'm not sure that I want that thick a spine for the book. You can see the bar there. This thicker book, I mean I might do, because I will do all the signatures first and then create the spine, because then I know how wide I want it to be. Okay, so I'm going to use our craft knife or our scalpel, and we are going to cut through there. Okay, so there's our book front, and here is our book back, and then yeah, and it's that book fabric, and then we've got this, and you see I might leave that in its natural form and include that in the journal, so we'll keep that safe for a moment. Right, let's get some protective plastic for my table. As you know, if you've been here for a while, I tend to use these recycle bags. Make sure that the print is on the underside or the inside, because the print will transfer. Ask me how I know. Right, so we've got these. This is a bit bowed. Hopefully the paint will help it to flatten. Right, so purple first. Now as it goes, I'm feeling that purple might be good enough. This is matte chalk paint by Cosmic, and it's grey haze. And actually, do you know, I'm not going to put any blue in there. I think that's fine. But what I am going to do is put in some water, because I want to make sure that it's thin enough that it doesn't clog up that embossed area. So I'm just going to mix that water in so this paint is a bit thinner. Yeah, that feels nice. Okay, so let's move that up there and let's pray that it's going to be okay. So I don't want to see the red ink. What I want to see is the embossed writing. Yeah, sadly no, it's gone. It might, if we're lucky, come through when it dries. It's a shame, but it was just too grubby. Does now mean obviously we can add all sorts of laces and things, because there was so much writing on there that there wasn't any room for decoration really. If when it's dry it comes through, brilliant. If it doesn't, well, it was a job that needed doing, and if we've lost it, we've lost it. So just hoping that by manipulating into the fibres, we might actually see it. I don't know. Do you know what? I think you are going to be able to see it. I'm just coming over here because I can see there's an area here that I've missed. Got paint obviously all over my hands. Do you know what? You can see it, but it's very, very faint. So I think what that means is that we might be alright in that we've still got it, but we've got it as like a sort of shadow in the background. So we could maybe decorate this portion here that didn't really have anything on. We'll see what it looks like when it's dry. Okay, yeah, I can see it, so I just want to go along and make sure I've got the edges. The only trouble obviously, because it's cloth, it is soaking up quite a lot of the paint. So I'm going to have to, yeah, so you can see it, can't you? Might be quite nice there as a shadow, mightn't it? We'll see how we get on. So, I'm going to set that one up there. I'm not worried about the other side, obviously, because we'll have decorative papers inside. See, you didn't realise this was going to be a painting lesson, did you? Okay, let's do the back. So, I think I might do this start to finish on video. I'm not making promises, because you know what I'm like. If I find I'm bored one day, and this is what calls to me. But we'll see how we go. Be nice if we could, and you could see the whole thing. And I've got a new journal format that I'm going to be following from now on, and that is that there will always be a minimum of 3 signatures, sometimes 5, but always an odd number, and then the middle section, whatever number that happens to be. So if I'm doing 3, it will be the second signature. If I'm doing 5, obviously it will be the third signature. Is going to be coffee dyed lined paper, nothing else, no pockets, no decoration, no ephemera. So you will always have a signature that's just for writing in, because it will be all lined. Probably around 40 sides, but that's my plan. I just want to offer people a first signature which is decorative, either in Digi Kit, in vintage papers, whatever, but I want the first signature to be decorative. so it's assuming that I'm doing 3, and I want the 3rd signature to be the same, decorative, and then the 2nd signature, the one smack bang in the middle, is the one that will be for writing, stick things in, whatever. Yeah, okay, so we need this to dry off, so I'm going to set this to one side to dry, covered in paint. So I'm just going to pick this up. How is that drying? It's sort of showing, I don't know, we'll see. We might even need to put another coat of paint on it and see how we go. So they're on the floor drying, you heard the clonk. I'm sopping wet, a little drop of lemonade. And it's very hot here. Oops. All my bits, that's falling in the bin, that's no good, is it? Okay, so we've got the book block. We can work out how big we need to fold our papers. So, I fold it. Oh, that's interesting, because it's just short of a half, which gives us, bearing in mind I love different size papers, gives us the opportunity for a tuck area or a tuck spot. So that's the size that we need our papers to be. So now the chances are, not the chances, I'm definitely going to be using a lot more paper than you see here, but it's a good start. This vellum is beautiful paper to use, and if you've got a laser printer, it's lovely paper to print on. However, being transparent makes it quite difficult to see. So there you go, we've got 2 there, and they're different folds deliberately. If we just measure it, that would be easier, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, just over 5. And bearing in mind that I love different sized papers, we can definitely opt for different sizes. So this one we could fold in half, and then we can fold both of them back like so. This one we can do our 5, and tear it off. Okay, that's them. So now let's look at these beautiful papers. Now I'm thinking one of these should be the lining, and I should have thought that before and not double printed it, but hey ho. And I sort of feel like that is the one actually that should be our inside cover. So I'm going to set that to one side, and now we're going to work these out. Now these will probably just fold in half, because obviously we've got this little white edge, This has obviously been done to American paper because you can see we haven't got the top or the bottom, but we've got a white edge. So don't mind a bit of raggedy edge. I'm just going to fold it in half. This I think is probably my most favourite page of all. This one. It's like a Scion print, only in purple. Oh look, you can see we need a bit more off this side. It obviously printed slightly differently on the flip side. Oops. There we go, that's that one. And I was moaning the other day about having a meal with my printer, but as you can see, I've obviously managed to fix that because it's now printing beautifully. These are almost shop bought prints. Do you know, I rave about my printer all the time. I love it. The thing that I love about it most is how cheap it is to own. It is an eco print. It's eco tape, and it really is eco. It's unbelievable. I've had it for about 3 years, and I believe that I have bought inks 3 times. So, and believe me, I do a lot of printing, and of late hubby's been using it to do his office printing as well. So it really is a workhorse, and it's absolutely, I can't fault it. It does have its issues, like everything, in that it was messing around the other day, and that's because I think it prints too well, and the print heads get blocked. So you do have to do, you know, print head cleaning fairly frequently, but if you stay on top of that, you seem to be okay. Right, so remember I want at least 3 signatures, so in a minute I'm going to have to divide all this up into 3. I know this is technically the boring bit, you all know how to do this, but I think it's nice to see the whole thing. You can always fast forward, can't you? So this particular kit that I showed you at the beginning, I believe there is something like, well, we'll count it in a minute. I think there's about 16 pages, something like that. And they're all these beautiful background pages. I know lots of people like Digi Kits that come with tags and envelopes and all of that, but I don't, if I'm honest. I just like the background pages. I want to make my own tags and things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I do, what have I got? 1, 2, 3. If I do 1 more, that will give me 2 for each, and then it will give me 2 to use as pockets or envelopes or whatever. So I think I'll get it set up, and then I'm going to start making some ephemera pieces. And we better keep an eye on the time, because as much as I want it to be a long video, you don't want to be all day, do you? You have got other stuff to do, I guess. So, what have we got? We have got 1, 2, 3 piles for signatures, and then we've got 1, 2, 3. We're a paper short. 1, 2. So I need to find a sheet of something. Oh, graph paper. There you go. You can use a graph paper. So leave that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've obviously dripped my lemonade there. 5. I think we'll tear this one off. Whoops. Oh, actually, after the episode the other day, I will check you're still there. Yeah, you're still there. And it looks like you can see everything. Right, and that's going to go on now. So at the moment, we've got 2 Digi Kit pages and 2 interesting papers for each of the signatures. Okay, and I'm just crisscrossing them like that so that we can see where we're going. So that's that. Now we're going to bring some of this book in. We ought to put some water on that paintbrush, otherwise we're going to have a bit of a problem if that dries out. Right, we'll keep that because that's special, that's the spine. Okay, so let's take a craft knife. I'm just going to cut an entire section off the block like that. Okay, so what have we got? We've got mending and patching. Now, I know a lot of people would automatically do that. I can't do it. It really, really bugs me when papers go the wrong way. I don't know if we can find a signature in here. There's a signature. Oh. And then we could get double pages. I'll show you what I mean. Right. So here, if you haven't already done this, you can find the fold line, and look, that is the whole signature. So if we cut these strings without chopping your fingers off, Claire, or anyone else, then you can get double pages out, which is awesome. So like that. Okay, so now because we've cut the strings, we can pull them out if they're still in there. Like that. You will get a bit of dust and stuff, and then you can find the middle, and you will realise that you've got the double pages. Okay, because obviously, oh, there's a bit of unbroken glue on that one, obviously. Okay, because that's how it was put together. Now this one, doing stitchery, that is beautiful. So we are definitely going to have that one. you have 2 of these. So I think one pretty and one word for each one, if I can. So there's a word. It's not pretty muchly, is it? It's only a little bit pretty. I like that one that had pictures on. Well, this has got pictures on both sides that way. So we've got a wordy one with one picture. And what have we got here? But I quite like that title. So there you go. So let's bring them down and see how we get on with that. So width wise, there's my fold. So I'll put that with my fold. And width wise, that is all but perfect. And of course we know this is the block from the cover. So this is definitely going to work. So we're going to put 2 on that one. We're going to put 2 on that one. And then 2 on that one. And already our signatures are growing. So what have we got? We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages at the moment in our signatures. Sorry about that noise from outside. We've got 6. I'd like to have 8. So if I then go to my coffee dyed lined paper, I've actually only got 2 in there, or one large one, so that's not really going to work. But then that's how we could actually make it different. So what we'll do is, we've only got 3 signatures, haven't we? So if I go like that, and I go like that, that will give me one, that will give me 2, that gives me 3, so that's 6. Then I'd like to find something else. So what I'm going to do now is look probably for oh, I know what I've got. I've got some awesome vintage book page. Actually, it's not book page at all, I'm lying to you. It's magazine, newspaper type magazine. It's French, but of course, because I'm looking for it and you're waiting, I can't find it. So what we could use is some coffee dyed newsprint. So, and this will make, I will find that that paper, that vintage, it's Ladies Sewing magazine newspaper. I think it's from 1910 or something. Right, I have now got my 8 pages for each signature. So let's just finalise them. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to have one of these on the cover for the signature, then one of these, then a pretty, then one of these, the other one of these, the small then I've got this one in the centre like that. So that is my signature. If we need to trim it, we can. But then of course we don't want every signature the same. So this one, I'm going to do one of the pretty pages, make sure it's up the right way. And then one of these. Then one of these. Then this. Then the vellum. Then this one. This one. And that one. That's 1, 2. And then the third one. This is quite stiff paper, so we'll go for this one. Stiffer than standard copy paper, and it'll give us a nice view there, like that. And that one, and a pretty. And then this one. Oh, I feel like that should maybe be the centre. So we'll put the pretty one there, and then we'll put the centre. Okay, there are our 3 signatures. That's an extra piece of paper. Get rid of all of those. Okay. So that gives us 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. It gives us 32 sides. 32, 64, 96, almost 100 pages. Job done. Okay, I'll set that to one side, and now I want to look at making some ephemera. So the first thing I think I'm going to do, that's our inside, isn't it, is look at making an envelope with this one. So I'm going to cut that off. Now, I would like this envelope. Now, pages are only 5, remember? So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, we'll go at 5. Like that. Right, if you take your pattern and you turn it upside down, when you bring your piece up and your piece down, they will be the right way round. Okay, little tip for you there. Okay, I'll do it again. So there's my page. If I turn it upside down and then fold it, then it's the right way round. Okay, so I'm just going to make a very small fold over. Okay, like so. And again on this one. Okay, fold it over, and then take my scissors Now we want to do a little snip up there and then cut that excess piece off. Okay, and then a snip down there and cut that excess piece off. So you end up with that shape. Okay, exactly the same again. So snip up to your fold and cut it out. Snip down to your fold and cut it out like that. Okay, that goes in like that. That goes up there like that, and then this is obviously going to come down like this, but A, I've got a bit over there, and B, I don't really want it square, so don't fold it, just press it together like that. Take your scissors and do a gentle curve like that, and then hey presto, there you've got a very pretty little envelope. So we're going to put, and it's decorated inside as well, so we're going to put some glue stick, because it is only paper to paper, down this side here like that. Make sure there's no on the back, because you'll be gluing it shut. I mean, I'm using glue stick, obviously you can use whatever glue you like. Okay, and then just bring him up and make sure that he's nicely stuck down. Now of course, don't do what I did. I made a mistake of gluing all the way up. You don't want to do that, because obviously there's nothing there, and that will seal that shut. So that's that. This to me doesn't look straight, and as much as I can't cut a straight line, I didn't cut that. There you go, that looks better. So now we're going to break into our lovely dyed fabrics, and one of these. So first things first, I think we'll go with fabric. Okay, so I'm gonna pull these all out like so. Across there and across there. Now you need to decide at this stage whether this envelope is going to be free floating or whether you're going to stick it down. If you're going to stick it down, then obviously you need to decorate these two pieces separately, and no decoration on the back, because it's, well, completely wasted, isn't it? It's entirely up to you, obviously, what you're doing. So I'm going to have a bit of this. Where's my little pink scissors? And some lemonade. Whoops. Which is leaking all over the table. Because it had ice in it. Glass has obviously got condensation. Now it's leaking on my desk. Right, so I've ripped that out. We've got a fold there, because it was an old shirt, this bit. And that's going to go sort of there. And I'm still going for the sort of shabby, the shabby, goodness me, shabby, grungy vintagey style look about it. Okay. And we're going to have this. Do you know what? Although we've got the number and all that over there, that's just too big for my liking, for what I want to do with it. So I'm going to pull that off. That's much better, isn't it? Okay. We could have a little bit of this lace. Now obviously I've got to make all of this stretch to the whole journal. So I need to be a little bit sparing so I can make plenty of pieces. I mean, obviously I can mix in some cream lace as well. So sort of like that. And then I think we need to look at a button. Now there isn't a purple button, of course. That would just make life too easy, wouldn't it? But there's these lovely cream ones. So what I'm going to do, cut down here like this. Get rid of that because we don't want the button cards at the moment. But we don't want, that's going to be too small. I'm wondering if I've been clever. Of course I haven't. Actually, that does work. It's almost a perfect size. There you go. So your inch circle punch will work on these a dream. And I'm going to put that button on there. Right. Actually, I'll put that on the front, I think. So we're going to put some glue on there. We're going to waffle this on the angle because this one needs to go straight. Like so. Doesn't need to. Actually, I'm lying. I just want it to. That's the answer, isn't it? I want it to. And then we're going to have a little bit of this lace on here. Right, so, no, that's not going to take. It's going to need some PVA of some sort. Where, oh where, oh where, here is my PVA bowl. So we'll give it a little bit of PVA on there. That wasn't a little bit at all, was it? But never mind. And then my button, is going to go there. Now, because I haven't punched any holes in, it's not necessarily a button, is it? It's just a circle. But I could easily have put buttons in there, holes in there and stitched it like a button, which I will be doing at another time. So there is, sorry, it's a bit of stickiness on there. There's our first envelope. Okay, pleased with that. That can go up there. How are we doing time wise? Yeah, see, I said it'd be an hour. Let's do one more quick pocket and then I think I'm going to have to call it quits for today. So let's get rid of the white. Let's cut this in half. And then what we're going to get is 2 corner pockets. So this one will be a top tuck because keeping the pattern right, and this one is going to be a bottom pocket. We need to double check the width. So that's obviously much too long. So I'm going to go for about there, like that. Okay. Turn it over. And of course, at any point, you could use the back. So you could use the same paper twisted over, if you know what I mean. That is just because obviously if paper is going in and out, we need a strong edge. So run a little bit of glue along there, like so. Snip off that corner. And where was my fold? There. Snip off that corner. Okay. So now, what have we got this time? This is awesome, isn't it? So have a little bit of this. Scissors. Roll, and we can pop him on there. I'm going to have another word just because I can. Scissors I think we'll go for this time. Scissors. This time, this is going down first. It's going on the scoop. Then our fabric, put some PVA as well, just in case it wants to be obstropolous, is going the other way. So we've got things happening left, right and centre. And then I'm going to have a little bit of this Battenberg lace that went in the grapes. That's going to go on there. Like so. And now we're going to actually stitch a button. So I think I'm going for this one. Do you know what? Should we go for the gold one? As I've got the scissors out to cut a end anyway. Let's go for this hexagon shaped one. And now that I've said about stitching it, because that diamond point in the middle, I don't really want to stitch it, so I'm just going to stick it down. Because of course it's one that would have had a post, isn't it? And I think that's going to go on top there, on the angle. But we'll definitely stitch some of the others. Like that. So that is our first pocket, and that is our first envelope. This is one of the signatures. They are in due course going to sit in there. And this book cover is now all but dry. It needs another coat. But yeah, you can see the faint shadow in the background. I'll have a think about whether I'm going to put a second coat on it or whether I'm going to leave that patchiness as part of its aging. I don't know, I need to think. But what's more important than that right now is to say a huge thank you for all of you that have managed to get to this point, because you've been here for a very long time. Stay safe. I'll be back soon. Bye bye for now.